What is good, everyone? This is your host, Deanna Kemple with Label Free Podcast. To live your best life, you must live label free. Super excited. We have a special guest joining us out of the East Coast. His name is Faust Ruggiero. Did I say that right?
Yes, you
I think
did.
I stumbled a little bit, Faust.
No, you did. You got it.
I got it. Okay, good. He's the award-winning author of the book called the Fix Yourself Handbook. Faust, thank you for joining us today, and thank you for tolerating me and all my technical issues. Sorry, guys. Just have to say we had something scheduled earlier and it just did not work, but we're here now. So, Faust, can you introduce yourself and tell the audience a little bit about your background?
Absolutely. My name is Faust Ruggiero. I am the author of the Fix Yourself Handbook. I've been a clinical psychologist in private practice for 30 years, been doing this for 40. Put together a program called the Process Way of Life, which I used in my practice with all different kinds of people, older people, younger people, athletes, people that have been abused, you name it. It works well because what it does is make us strong inside. That's what I'm looking to do for people. To make any situation in your life be something that can work for you if you have what's inside, that confidence and that faith in yourself to move forward.
Yeah, no. I love it. And I'm all about it. Obviously, this is why I started my podcast, because I really believe that people put labels or there are labels that are programmed into us at a very young age. And unless you start going through that journey of, finding self-help or just to become a more positive person, I think people tend to fall into miserable lives.
We do, because we start believing what we're telling ourselves. I keep telling people, the way you talk to yourself is the way you're going to think, and that's the way you're going to behave. It's the way you're going to live your life. So you got to start changing the way you talk to yourself. And I'm not just mean talk to yourself nice. I mean, get some powerful language in there. Get that kind of language that says, I'm going to control my world, and this is how I'm going to do it.
Yeah. No, I love that. I mean, it's been a little bit of, I've had overcome a lot of stuff. I had an abusive childhood. Yeah, I was a human trafficking survivor, had a lot of abusive, not a lot, but a few abusive boyfriends. And it's taken me a while to get into a place where I'm just like, healthy and making sure that I am surrounding myself with people that treat me well. Because when you're accepting abuse like that and it becomes a pattern, it was a pattern for me. I had to break out of it. And it was a hard journey. And even now it can be, I can find myself, if I'm not careful, I could fall back into those patterns a little bit, like the mental pattern, like, just because of all the abuse that's happened. It's a hard cycle to break.
It's a cycle, and the brain really adjusts to it. That's the problem. Your brain gets used to that, and the normal way of doing things isn't known, so that becomes new territory. It becomes or at least it appears to be unsafe. It's challenging, and then people often go back to what that old abusive way just because they know it.
Right.
Moving forward, it's hard to feel worthy until you understand how to live there and get some successes there.
Yeah, no. So true. So true. So let's talk about your book and what prompted you to write it. I don't know. I give you guys a lot of credit that write books because I feel like it's just so much work. I talked to an author the other day, maybe it was today, I think, but it took him 3 years to write a book.
If you want to do it right, it takes a long time. For me, I mean, I said, all right, if I'm going to do this, let me do it right. So I went out and learned about the publishing industry and what I had to do there, then how to design the book. Then I wanted it to be for everyone.
Sure.
So all those demographics, I had to get all that in place. So it took about that long. It takes about 3 years. And then, and then because then copywriters are coming into the picture, and then you think you have this baby you've given birth to and you're ready to go with it. And they say, oh no, scratch this, change that. We got to do this. So now it's almost like starting over. And that's the part where a lot of people break down, but if again, you get strong inside, you say, okay, it's a copywriter. I'll make that person my best friend. Let's go forward. Let's do this. And then we get it right.
Yeah, no, I love it. Maybe one day. I've been asked to write a book several times and I'm like, maybe one day. I don't know. I got enough on my plate as it is. What are some key things that you can talk about for helping people overcome, or letting go of the negativity and the anxiety?
The first thing I tell people is you got to slow down a little bit. When you're all of us for that matter, where we just go so fast with everything we do, we don't give ourselves time to think. We follow the crowd. We make choices that are, trendy or that make us feel like we're part of everything. And then before we know it, we're lost and we're not leading our own way. So I tell people, slow down. Then the next step is you got to kind of take your life off autopilot. We establish those routines. They're not healthy. We keep going with them. So once you slow down, you kind of, okay, fine, I'm going to stop here. Let me establish that place where I am and let me start moving forward. That's the way we get things started. And then I teach people how to get your emotions out of it, because those just, they turn us upside down. How to work with the facts and really dig in and start going. All that requires being honest.
Yeah. So I think you're right. If you have to be honest with yourself, if you're really going to do the work that's required to let go of that, to let go of the negativity. Sorry, you guys, as you know, Teddy likes to make an appearance. So somebody's probably coming home from work. And I think that's like the hardest. And a lot of people I talk to, like yourself, that are doing a lot of this work, helping people or facilitate this work for other people, that's one of the hardest things for their clients to get over, is to like actually really deal with the truth and being honest with themselves.
If you can do that, it really becomes like a best friend for you, because something happens and now you don't make the bad choices. Now you're not making excuses or getting into all those defenses that keep you stuck where you are. You start to see it. You're willing to understand it, to work with it, and you move forward. And that's in anything. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care if it's just your daily life or you're setting goals for yourself, or the athletes I work with will often say, once I got honest with myself, I'm stepping on the field or the court or whatever it is, and I'm really in possession of my power, because I'm not making excuses for myself, and I'm setting those goals, and I'm getting hard on myself, and I'm willing to do it.
Yeah, no. That's a very good point. I'm very goal oriented. So like for me, you talk about people that go, and I'm one of those people. I'll run myself into the ground. I'll keep myself so busy, and then I'll get overwhelmed. I'll get anxious, and I have to tell myself to pull back and calm down. And if I don't have a goal though, like at all in my life, I feel like I'm not worthy. Like I have to have a goal. I'm one of those checklist people. Like, there's some days I have to remind myself to eat. Like, check, you did that.
And I'm the same way. That was the younger version of me. But as you get older, you start saying, okay, I'm going to kill myself if I keep doing this. And again, I'm in my mid 60s and I'm still doing 12-hour days, at least 6 days a week. I have that whole checklist thing. But the only thing I don't do is I don't get myself emotionally wrapped into it, like, oh my God, it's got to happen. What I do is I coast through it and I make sure all those check marks are done. I have fun doing it. I make sure that's part of it. But I'm not the guy that I can't see retiring and go be a Walmart greeter or something. I'm the guy that's gonna. Well, here I am. I'm promoting a book in this stage of my life, and I'm planning to write a few more. So, it's just it makes you feel alive, and that's the good part. I just don't get myself into the obsession about it, because that's what kills.
So I'm still there. So any pointers? Any tips?
Yes, have fun. Make sure that whatever you're doing, you're saying, I'm having good time doing this.
Yeah.
It's like today, okay, things didn't work out at 2:00 Eastern time, but we said, okay, let's get back and do it again. I said, okay, fine. I'll go do all the things I want to do that I would have done later. And we're having a great day. And that's just, the way it works.
Just roll with it and try to
have fun, but have fun, have your passions, get in there, really, really go and have a lot of fun doing it. Because if you can do that, it gets that obsession out of there, that thing like, okay, I've got to do this today.
Yeah.
I'm at my age, I still work out every day, and people will say, why do you do that? I say, because I love it.
Yeah.
I can't, I have a,
and that's why you look so great.
Well, thank you.
Because it's the fountain.
I have a training center in my basement, and I'm still doing all that stuff because I like it. It's not like I'm going to go out and compete, I just that's my hour and a half, whatever I can get in, and it's just fun. And I just program those things in, and all of them lead to either two goals or in support of other goals.
What is good, everyone? This is your host, Deanna Kemple with Label Free Podcast. Live your best life. You must live label free. Ho, 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 ladies. The holidays came early, not only for you, but for your man here at Manscaped, the leading men's hygiene brand. Manscaped just launched new products that your man will actually use, including their all-new ultra premium body wash and a 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. Also, this awesome refined cologne. It smells so sexy. My man loves it. I love him wearing it, especially after he's all clean shaven, using the lawnmower 4.0 and trimming those nasty nose hairs and those ear hairs. You know what I'm saying, ladies? It's time to give the man in your life the gift of beautiful skin, hair, and balls this holiday season. Go to manscaped.com and use the code LABELFREE20 for 20% off and free shipping. That's right, ladies, 20% off and free shipping with the code LABELFREE20 at manscaped.com. Yeah, I'm a big workout person. I compete. I was
You do compete. Okay.
Yeah, well, I was 2 weeks out last year when everything got shut down, and I would like to compete this year, but it's not like, who knows what's going to happen. I'm just going to be honest. Like, I respect everybody's feeling, but for me, I'm not going to go do a sport that I love and have to wear a mask, because I have a hard time breathing, like, with it on. Like, I have seasonal allergies, so for me, I have a hard time breathing with it on. So,
well, I can't imagine if I worked out. I can't imagine putting a mask on. I mean,
no.
and I do the mental part of coaching for people who compete, and it's the same thing. Everyone is saying pretty much the same thing. That gets right in the way of everything.
So when you talk about the mental part of competing, like, what do you mean by that?
My goal is always to help an athlete maximize their potential and then get all the little distractors out of the way. Okay. And there are a lot of them. Emotions come in, life circumstances come into play. They're all different kinds of challenges. Sometimes people are bringing old baggage in, and so I help people get strong inside. Let's clear the deck and get all that stuff out of the way, because if I don't care, again, whether you're bodybuilding or whether you're playing baseball or football or whatever it may be, when you walk on that field, it's your body and your mind going. And if you can get everything in sync, the body, the mind, the emotions, even the spiritual part of it, if you can get it all in order and balanced, you have a whole lot of energy to draw from a lot of different places.
Yeah, no. So just finding your focus.
It's creating your focus.
Oh, creating your focus.
That's the difference. If people come in, they say, I'm going to find my focus. And I say, where is it? How are you going to find it? Is it hiding somewhere? In everything I do, I want people to be empowered enough to create. It's even when we talk about this new normal, I say, what is that? And I say, how about if you create your new normal? Why don't you make it personal? Why don't you make it yours, own it, maximize it, and make it rule your world?
I love that. That was really good. So creating your focus, not finding it.
Absolutely.
No, I've never heard anyone say that before. So that's new. I really like that a lot. So where can people find your book, your handbook, the Fix Yourself Handbook?
It's easy to find. Amazon and Barnes and Noble have it. I also have a website. It's my name, FaustRuggiero.com. That's dedicated solely to the book. Awesome. They'll find chapter outlines, all the things it can do for you, excerpts from the book, everything about it, media appearances, everything I do is on that website. So people can really look and get a good idea of what we're selling here, so to speak, and whether it works for them.
So you said that you're promoting a book at this stage in your life, and I just think that's amazing. And you may have mentioned this earlier when we first started, but really, that's a lot to take on. What made you want to do that at this point? And you're going to write more books too. So that's awesome.
I've been working with so many different kinds of people, and I put a program together that, again, I created. I didn't borrow it from someone else. I didn't take it out of the textbook. It's mine. It works for people. A lot of people have been doing well with this program. I'm at about over 2,000 people that I've worked with that really have benefited. So I thought, I like to get this out there, get it on the bigger scale, and see where it goes. And it's been going wonderfully. Everyone, from married people to shelters to athletes to abused women. I've done a lot of work with that. A lot of people are coming and saying, geez, I wish this was there, where you could just follow this whole journey and get strong inside, because that's the whole focus. Forget the world. Forget, it's not in what comes in, it's what you create and bring out. And so I said, let me get this into a text. It went well. It's been out about 16 months, and it's won awards, and we're doing a lot of work with it, and people are benefiting. And the real key is that people are getting back to me and saying, wow, this is changing my life. That's what you want to hear.
Yeah, so I can relate with my podcast. I get thank yous on a regular basis, and it's really great to know that you're making a positive impact in the world. So if somebody gets your book, is it pretty easy to follow and to apply it?
When I talked about the design just a few moments ago, what I didn't want to do is bog people down. When you get into self-help, some of the self-help books, even me, they'll put me to sleep. They're long, drawn out chapters saying the same old thing, love yourself. Let's, all the things that they're saying. Let's be mindful. And, you feel like the Swami's floating on top of you. I'm a practical person. I'm to the point. And I said, what I wanted to do was put short chapters out there. Here's the problem. For example, people pleasing. You're a people pleaser. Here's the problem. Here's 3 or 4 pages of text that really highlight everything you need to know. Then the next part of the chapter says, these are the steps. Exactly. Do these things and you will change it. That's what I wanted. So, and for guys, that's invaluable, because guys don't read more than 3 or 4 pages, not in self-help. It's not happening. So, they'll do that. And, when you write the self-help, the publishers will say, just write for the women from 18 to 45, because that's who's going to read your book. And I said, that's just great. I'll just get those people, and all the rest we'll leave behind. And then we'll send those people, particularly the women, we'll send them. They're leaving bad situations. We'll help them, and then they'll go back into the bad situations. Well, that's not doing anybody any good whatsoever. So I wanted everyone to be able to read it. So short chapters, to the point, with exactly what they need to do at the end.
Awesome. I love that. Before we start wrapping things up, Faust, is there any last words of wisdom or advice you'd like to leave for the audience?
Yeah, when I close all of the talks I do is just to remind you, everything we need is already inside us. I didn't create something new here. It's all there. But we spend so much time with diversions and that outside world and trying to please this one and keep up with that one, and all these quick fixes. Everything's inside you. I think you should feel good about about yourself, so that you can say, hey, I'm worth all the time it takes. If it takes a little longer, I am going to get where I want to go. I got everything inside me, and nothing is going to stop me. And you can do that. Anything that comes along in your life, you own it.
I love it. Oh my goodness. Yes. And be honest with yourself.
And be honest.
Yes. All right, you guys. Thank you so much, Foss, for being a guest on Label Free Podcast. You are a wealth of wisdom. I'm going to definitely be checking out your book, because I think probably I could use, even though I've done a lot of work, I could still use some more. I don't think it ever stops, right?
It doesn't stop. And again, you should enjoy it. It's your life. That's what I tell everyone. It's our life. Grab it, run with it, make it fun, go out there and conquer the world. Why not?
Woo! Yes. All right, you guys. This is your host, Deanna Kemple with Label Free Podcast. To live your best life, you must live label free. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And I'll be back soon with more dynamic guests.